Hello and welcome back to EKTech, and today I'll be teaching you how to turn your iOS 13 device into an iOS 14 device. Let's get into the video. First thing off, I'm just going to tell you that there are bugs in iOS 14. This is the developer beta, not the public beta. The public beta won't come out until around July 13th, so I will definitely be making a video about how to install the public beta onto your phone. But at this point, the only one that we can do right now is the developer beta. To get the developer beta, you will be going and getting it from betaprofiles.com. I will link that down below, so you can go and either follow along or do it after you've watched the video. Just be aware, there are bugs, so I don't recommend you put it on your main device. I recommend you put this on a secondary device that you use. Like, I have this phone dedicated to beta testing software, so I don't use this as a main driver. I have my other phone that I use as a daily driver with no beta, at least not new beta software on it. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. The second thing is, before you do this, you're going to want to archive a backup of the device before you put the profile and the software onto your phone. So I'll teach you how to do that. Come with me to the computer. So now that you know not to put this beta on your main used phone, your daily driver, let's learn how to do it, how to archive a backup. So the first thing, of course, archive a backup. So all you gotta do, it's really simple, just plug in your phone to your computer. Now, if you are using iTunes, this process will be a little bit different, but since my computer is using Catalina, I'll be going into the Finder. Once you go into the Finder, you find the phone that you have selected. So now I have labeled my phone iOS Beta iPhone, so that I know this phone is strictly for beta software and nothing else, so that if this gets messed up, that's okay. But there is no beta software on here right now, so what you're going to do is you're just going to go down, hit Backup Now, let it do its backup. Okay, now it's backed up, hit Manage Backups. You find the backup. In this case, it's iOS Beta iPhone. Right click on it and hit the button that says Archive. So now it's been archived. It'll give you all the information you'll need. So right here, that's the date, and this is the time it was archived. So that's how you archive a backup. It's super simple. I don't have iTunes on here, so I can't show you, but I can drop a link down in the description for some really easy steps to archive a backup in iTunes. So if you are someone who's running, well, literally anything that isn't Catalina, you'll have to do it through iTunes. Also, if you're using a Windows PC, you also have to go through iTunes. So, sorry about that. Let's go back over to my work desk. Now that you've archived a backup on your computer, you've ejected your phone, we're back at this stage. Still no beta software on here. I'm gonna put this aside for now because we don't need it. That was just to show you what your phone could look like when you do this. So we're gonna go to betaprofiles.com in Safari. You have to do this in Safari or it won't download properly. You have to do it through there. So we're gonna go to betaprofiles.com. It'll pop up and you go to betaprofiles.com. I'll link it down below so that you can click on the link, and it'll bring you right to there. You're gonna hit iOS and iPadOS. You can do it through the IPSW file. It's a lot more annoying to do. You have to do it on your computer. If you really want me to show you how to do it with the IPSW file, drop a comment down below, and if I get enough requests, I'll make that video. But for now, we're just gonna hit the download button, which will download a profile. You can hit allow. It'll give you this notification saying profile downloaded. Review the profile and settings app if you want to install it. You're gonna hit close. You're gonna go out of Safari. In here, I have a little thing right here. It says profile downloaded. Just click on that, and I'll show you that is the beta profile that you're gonna need to install so that you can receive these software updates. So at the top here, you'll see the install button. You're gonna click that. It'll get you to, this is your consent form thing. Just read through it if you want. I suggest you read through it. It's an interesting read. There's not much to say about it, but you know, it just tells you all about the program, what they'll be doing, what they'll be using your phone for, all that stuff. Once you've read through that, just hit the install button again. They really want to make sure that you want to install this, so it'll give you another pop-up here that says install or cancel. At this point, this is when you make your last decision. Do I want to install this? Do I not want to install this? We want to install this. Now it's installed, hit done. Now if you ever want to delete the profile, we'll just go in here and hit remove profile. I'll go through that all later on unenrolling your device in the program. Now that you've, got the profile, you're gonna go to software update. Now make sure you're connected to the internet. I mean, I'm not sure why you'd be able to go on Safari and get the profile if you weren't connected to the internet, but you do have to be connected to the internet for this. So yeah, so now that you've gone to the software update section, just hit download and install, and that will bring you, or that won't bring you anywhere. That'll just download the beta software, which is 3.88 gigabytes. So this may take a while. It's probably going to take you, depending on your internet speeds, anywhere between, like 12, 13 minutes to, I don't know, to download it. It could be, half an hour if you have really, really bad, crappy Wi-Fi. But yeah, so just download that and let it install. You'll get another pop-up when it says, are you ready to install? Hit install. So I'm just going to go off into my time lapse because I don't know how long this is going to take. See you guys on the other side. To this part and the software has downloaded to the device, it's really simple. You hit install and it will do all the work for you. Okay, now that we're back, you can see that our phone has now completed the software update. So we're just gonna go through. I didn't have any security stuff set up, so that's why it's asking me to set it up. It shouldn't do this with yours. If you already had a password set up, it'll just ask you to type in your password. It looks the same as it did before right now, but if you go over to the second page, you can see our Translate app is an iPhone 14, sorry, not iPhone 14, iOS 14 exclusive app. And you can see the feedback app is only when you're on a beta software, so you can tell it worked. And then if you go into what Craig Federici called jiggle mode, when the apps are jiggling, you'll see a little plus button in the top corner here. You're gonna hit that button and you have all those widgets that they talked about. So you have your batteries, your smart stack, your calendar, your maps, music, news, notes, photos, podcasts, reminders, screen time, shortcuts, Siri suggestions, stocks, tips, and weather. So those are all the widgets that you can do. And then, so yeah, if you want to bring one out onto the screen, you can just tap it. You can select what size you want it. So let's say I wanted it smaller. I would swipe over this to the smaller one and hit add widget. It'll add it in right there. Now I can move it around to wherever I want it to be. And then there we go. We have our widget, smart stack. Hit edit smart stack. You can then take, say you didn't want to see any of the photos in that smart stack, or maybe you didn't see the point in maps, you can take that out, and now you don't have photos or maps in it. And if you want to take it out, you just jiggle mode, hit that little minus button, remove smart stack, just hit yes, remove, there you go. Another cool feature we have in iOS 14 is Siri. Now, Siri has existed since iOS 9, 9, I believe. Yeah, iOS 9. So you'll see the interface is quite different. So if you press and hold the home button to summon Siri, look at that. So much better. It doesn't take up the whole screen. It's just this little circle at the bottom here. It looks so much nicer. The whole like loading interface.
Find that on Apple Music.
The whole interface of when it's loading, like if I say, what's 2 plus 2 times 6? Look at that.
The answer is 14.
There you go. The only thing is that once it's in there, you can't use this screen or display. Here's some different widgets that you'll find. So you have batteries, which on here you can add. So say you had like an Apple Watch and you wanted to show that up in batteries, you would find the batteries widget. So hit batteries. And you can see, so you have just your phone battery, and say you had like AirPods or Powerbeats Pro or your Apple Watch. Those will all show up here, like in that format, or you can get it in like a list mode that you would see in, like, say your sidebar. So if you look at your widgets on the side here, hold on, there's a device that has it like that. So I'll pull up my phone here. So this phone is running iOS 13 for those wondering. So this is my phone, my daily driver phone. So the difference between your battery interface there and the battery interface on here is this is your list mode. So this is what I was talking about. So say I wanted to add the list mode for batteries, it would be the same as it looks in here. So you can see I have my Apple Watch listed in here. If your Apple Watch, whatever is connected to this device, it'll show up like it does in here. I hope you enjoy iOS 14. If you have any problems, restore your phone to your archived backup, which I will show you how to do right now. Okay, so now that you have gotten iOS 14 on your device, if something were to go wrong, this is how you would back up from your archived backup that you've made. So first off, we're just going to go into the Finder app. I'll drop a link down below of how to do this in iTunes. So go to Finder, and then once you've gone into Finder, just plug in your iPhone. It'll show up in the Finder as whatever you've named it. There you go. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to scroll down to Restore Backup. So this is what you click. Don't click just Restore iPhone. Click Restore Backup so you can restore it from a backup. So you're just going to click that. You're going to find the backup so it knows that this is the beta phone. So it would do that one. If you wanted to use some other phone, like say I wanted to back it up, restore it to the settings that my main phone would be set to, I would select that one. In this case, I just want to set it back to what it was before when it was running iOS 13.5.1. Once you've selected whatever one you want to use, just hit restore and it'll do all the work for you. You can see it's loading here. If you want to stop the process, you could just hit that X button, but I don't want to. And you can see over on the phone it said restore in progress, and it should be restarting right now to restore it. I will see you when the restore is finished. Once you've gotten to this point, just eject your phone from the computer. Go through, follow these steps. So just go through the process. It'll ask you to sign into your iCloud again. If you had one signed in, it'll ask you to do your password if you had a password on it. Hit get started. There you go. Back to what you wanted it to be like before. So this is how I had my phone set up before I put iOS 13 on it. Enjoy iOS 14. As I said at the beginning, you can put it on your main driver. Just know that that is a little bit risky. Some people decide to do that and put it on their daily driver phone, but you know, sometimes things happen, and that's why you've archived the backup, so that if it gets stuck in a boot loop or something, you can put it into recovery mode, let the computer do all the big heavy lifting. So, you know, enjoy iOS 14. See you in the next video.